Ramesh Babu Prag is a young chess prodigy who has been making headlines since he was just 6 years old. Having become a grandmaster at the age of only 12, Prag set his sights on taking on none other than Hikaru, the 5-time world champion and Twitch streamer. Despite facing off against numerous players in the past, this opponent is a much greater threat. He starts by moving his knight to f3, a move that Hikaru has seen dozens of times by now. He responds with his pawn to d5, going for the Reti opening. After playing a couple of developing moves, the two exchange pawns. Prag thinks for some time before playing pawn to b5, ready to attack Hikaru's knight. Hikaru moves his knight to b4, to which Prag castles. Hikaru utilizes his bishop for the first time by playing bishop to f5. Upon seeing this, Prag begins to shake from the stress. Poor little boy. After analyzing the board carefully, he moves his knight to e5. Prag is currently facing a grave situation as he now has 1 minute less on the clock than Hikaru. Hikaru plays knight to d3 before getting a headache. A few moves are played until Hikaru finally checks Prag's king. He moves his king to f1, to which Hikaru captures his bishop. What a savage! After capturing his queen, Prag and Hikaru are now in an even position, with Prag being in a slightly advantageous one. Some more pieces are exchanged, and the tides are starting to shift. Hikaru advances his rook to e6, Prag maneuvers his bishop to g5. Upon witnessing this, Hikaru nods his head as he realizes who he's playing against. He quickly moves his rook to e8. The clever Prag, however, moves his rook to d3, indicating a rook trade. In order to avoid Prag capturing his knight, Hikaru moves it to d7. Prag makes a move with his rook, placing it on d5, yet Hikaru responds by moving his knight to f6 in an attempt to intimidate Prag's rook. He quickly moves his rook back, but Hikaru isn't done yet. The champion moves his rook to e4, posing a threat to the kid's rook. Hikaru really is finishing Prag off. He takes his shot and the two exchange their rooks. Prag's rook is moved to b1, to which Hikaru responds by moving his rook to d3. Prag counters this move by shifting his rook to b4, a bad move because Hikaru can now take a free pawn. Hikaru is in a clear winning position, having more pieces than his opponent. With the clock ticking, the two prepare for their endgame. After playing some attacking moves, Hikaru seems to be gaining the upper hand. Currently, Hikaru has the ability to effortlessly promote his pawn to the rank of a queen. However, the question remains whether Prag will allow him to execute the move. Prag quickly moves his bishop to e5, eyeing Hikaru's knight. Hikaru realizes the gravity of the situation and moves his rook to a2, checking Prag's king. After returning his king to d1, Prag finds Hikaru's knight advancing to d3, with a watchful eye on Prag's lone bishop stationed on e5. Hikaru's rook on a4 poses a threat to Prag's bishop on d4, prompting him to make a move. With a bishop maneuver to g7, Prag positions himself to launch an assault on Hikaru's pawn. Despite this, Hikaru advances his pawn forwards with the hope of promoting it to a queen. By moving his rook to g6, Prag destroys Hikaru's entire strategy. Hikaru moves his king to f7, threatening Prag's rook. Hikaru shakes his head as he realizes the situation he has gotten himself into. He moves his knight to c5, threatening to take Prag's pawn. The two exchange their final pawns as Hikaru is clearly starting to get frustrated by the Prodigy. after playing a few more moves, he offers Prag a draw, which he accepts. Please like, subscribe, and watch one of the following videos as well.